is board, another board. If I'm in the shop, there's another board in the, and in my room at the back of my, because my husband said, don't come and dirty my room with your board everywhere. So I put it at the back of the door. So when you open the door, you will not see it. But when the door is closed, you will see it. So they have chairs. They have their small table and small chair.
So for the working parent, 8 to 5 or 9 to 5,
wow, yeah, exactly. I'm trying to see how they can be able to manage this.
They chose right what they feel they can do. But I keep telling people that there are a lot of jobs a woman can do. It's not about the money. I got offer for Zane, but I wanted to go. That was when, you know, I was feeling, and I don't want to stay in the house again. So my husband just challenged me and said, but you said you are going to wait for 8 years for your children. So he now reminded me, said, who will check them when they come back from school? And he knows I like that. I want to see, have you played rough? To ask, oh, you didn't play at all, what happened to you?
Because you must play.
Because I have to see how you look, how I dropped you, and how you look when I'm picking you. Check your food fly, did you eat? But if I am not there, I wouldn't know.
Wow, interesting. So now let's come to peer pressure, which is one thing in the society that is, you know, that is there to always mislead these children. So is peer pressure a greater influence than parental guidance?
Yes. Children obey code and conduct of their peer pressure, of their peer group. They obey code and conduct. They keep secrets to the maximum. They keep secrets if they don't want to let you in, but it now depends on how you handled your child. How you handled your child depends on whether your child tells you or whether it doesn't tell you. If you are very far from your children, then you have outsourced your parenting to the peer pressure, because they will teach him or her what to do. You know, there are some maybe confidential matters that the child may want to discuss with you, that despite everything, and that child would not feel comfortable until he sees the mom's face or sees the father's face. You know, when you see your mother, you feel free, you tell. That is the same way peer pressure too works. So if you have bought your child with love and attention, that child cannot fall victim of peer pressure. But a lot of parents, take your iPad, take your iPad. That is passive. Passive learning or passive play. You think your child is playing, is not.
No.
Is not active. The child, but what did you learn there? Okay, when you finish doing the me too, I want to do. You know, things that we play games together. That's why I said me, I enjoy parenthood though. I enjoyed parenthood. We'll sew the same clothes and we'll take pictures. I'll be sending. I will, you know, a lot of things we teach them that peer pressure cannot influence my children.
That's a very good one.
Okay, so I heard from a school owner, okay, she had to even close down her school. Why? That the FCT may soon clamp down on schools outside purpose-built structures. So I'd like to ask, can a neighborhood environment predict?
I've not heard that, but it could be. But one thing I always say, before you tell the villagers not to drink river water, you must have provided borehole. But without providing a borehole or another alternative, you told them to stop the river water, then it can't work. What preparation is the government putting in place? Is government bringing in more public school? Ordinarily, I would have even loved to see that government bring in more public schools, and not just to bring the structure. It's not about the structure. It's not about the container. The structure is just the container. What about the content? What are you serving the children there?
Very important.
What are you serving the children there? So it does not matter outside the school purposes, they may be doing better than those who have, because these days, if people just have money, oh, what business can I do? Go and open a church and start a school. That's what they will say, because they feel, count how many people, okay, this one 500, okay, this one. So government must have put some measures in place before clamping down, else they are going to breed hoodlums. The reason why I say that, because they will compel so many children to some public schools where you'll be having 200, 250 in a class. That is what it will mean, because when they cannot afford private school that are left, that are built purpose, that are purpose built. So managing the crowd, and they may not be able to afford that school fees.
Okay, because I think maybe they probably believe that a neighborhood environment could probably predict a child's educational development. Maybe that's
How?
why.
It has nothing to do with a child's educational development.
Really?
It depends on how that child is guided.
Like you said, play is part of learning.
Of course,
Play
playing is part of learning.
It's not part of learning.
So if a school's structure
Play
does not
is
have
a
enough
way to
playground,
learn, because a child discovers, they become inquisitive, their discovery, they obey code and conduct during the play. Like if you miss it, you will not join them. You will not want to miss it. So they learn skills of life during play. So you cannot leave play out of it.
That's why those schools should have enough playgrounds for the children. You know,
it depends on how they improvise. My school is very small, and the kind of play is an active play my children do. I have Ludo on the ground.
Oh, okay.
Now, you know, children, when they play, during play, by the time they are sleeping, they start daydreaming.
They say almost
everything.
Yes.
So as they are doing, a parent wants to challenge us. They say, do you teach them in the dream? Because go back, they will run about, they will do this one, they will throw it around. So there are strategic ways of doing it.
Yes.
So it's not about the large space. There are larger spaces that are not useful, that are not being used.
I know we're you know, very close to rounding up, or if not even rounding up. So I would love to find out from Dr. Atinuke, what are today's parents getting right, and that is, in some areas, what are they getting right? In some areas, what are they lacking? So they get to know that, okay, I think I'm not doing this thing right. I need to, you know, have a rethink and do things properly as a parent.
Well, I would say education is expensive to many parents, many ignorant parents, but ignorance is cheaper to them. But for the ones that are well educated, they understood what education is. They are ready to pay anything for their child to be educated. You will see some parents, they will say, is it not they skip class for their children? They skip. They withdraw their children, they do whatever. I will just be looking at them like this, that's sorry for you. Because they do not, so it's ignorance. Many parents are ignorant. And like I said earlier, once they have conflict, they withdraw their child. Pulling out a child goes to another environment. It takes time to settle in. It takes time to, and did that child tell you he wants to change? I thank God, and I love two of my children. The parents changed their school. The children told the mother, Mommy, we didn't tell you to change our school. They didn't go to that school, oh. Mommy, we never told you we wanted to change our school. We like Stade de la Ville. And those children came back. So she now said, now you know what, you don't give your children. You know, I was not in the know of this, but I later got to understand. And the children too told me, they said, don't mind our mommy. We didn't tell her to change our school, and she now changed our school. I don't know whether she got her money back. It's not my business, but the children said they were not going back. So, you know, children you must carry them along. We treat them like objects. That is where we are missing it. Hello, my dear, please, we'll be having meeting tonight. Even in the classroom, we'll tell them, that is our own strategy. We'll say there's going to be family meeting this afternoon. You know, once the children hear family meeting, their ears are itching and they want to know what. So in the family meeting, what do we discuss? We may likely discuss who makes us to drag behind, who makes us to do this. They'll be mentioning names. You know, by so doing, you are helping their thinking skills and judging skills. So they will not have to be partial in some things, and we don't do favorism. The children will see it. We tell them, we lecture them that if a teacher is liking one more than the other, it's called favorism. Report any favorism. Say no to favorism. You know, they already understood. So they are independent. They can talk. They can say what confidently. They are so bold.
Okay, many thanks for your time. We've been talking home ownership and parental practices. Now, before you go, finally, how do you connect to childhood?
To childhood nostalgia.
I like that.
I play music.
Oh, that's
You know, the music we like all these oldies, 1980s, 1970s, I mean 1990s, early 90s music, hip hop, and all of that. So once my children, when they are singing their own, I'll say this one is not sweet. Come and sing come and hear my own. You know, like that. I actually love that through music, music and art.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you so much for coming
Thank you
on
very
the
much.
show today. It was such a pleasure, and we really learned a lot from you. I wanted to just make a, a very little comment while we were talking. I was like, you men out there, get yourself a teacher as a wife. Trust
You know,
me.
no, the real men marry teachers.
Oh, really?
Do they?
Yes.
They do.
My husband is a real man.
Yes,
so
of
he
course,
came
yes.
after a teacher.
That's a good one. That's a very, very good one. Thank you so much, Dr.
Atinoke Fashobo. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
We hope we'll have you some other time on
Thank
the show.
you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's how we conclude our chat on home ownership and parental practices. How do you connect to childhood?
Ooh, nostalgia.
Oh,
She
really?
just said so. I love music a lot. So what I do is I go way back. Luckily for me, I'm from a family that were music lovers, so I just play music. I speak with my siblings about how growing up, how my mom used to deal with her. In her presence, we'll laugh. She'll just be looking at us. She's like, so if I never did all of that, will you guys still be the way you are today? So that's how I connect to. How about you?
Well, maybe sometimes I go through my pictures, baby pictures.
Oh, you still do have them?
And then, of course, do Shadia Adu. The hairstyle that gives you that baby face look.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's it. Thanks for watching. I've been Joyce also.
I'm Mimuna Bagudu. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Housing TV Africa, your first in housing news. When the city is getting too loud,